Hi, it's Danielle here, and today, because I can't go out, I can't do anything, this whole coronavirus is really like, coming for me, but good thing I'm an introvert, so I'd be home anyway. I wanted to show you guys, because obviously you know that if you've seen my other videos, I am a party princess, professional party princess, and I wanted to show you kind of step by step my routine and how I do my makeup. I've kind of done it in the past, but I haven't really explained anything. Yeah, sit back, enjoy your coronavirus vacation, and stay safe out there. So before I do anything, I like to make sure my face is really clean, and I already made sure of that. I wear as little makeup as possible during the weeks or during the week when I'm not partying, because don't want to break my face off, if you know what I'm saying. So first, as a primer, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Honestly, I don't see a difference. I mean, yeah, like it kind of minimizes my pores, but like, yeah, so I just put that on. And this is what I do anytime I do my makeup anyway, so. Okay, next I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to use my foundation. So you can probably tell that my body, my hands, my arms, whatever, are noticeably darker than my face. It's because I'm wearing fake tan. I don't do the fake tan just to play Moana. I do that anyway in my life just because I like a little bit more color, because I don't get enough vitamin D. My Filipino roots really coming for me. This whole immigrating to Canada thing is just really not working out for my skin tone, so kind of brought it back with some fake tan. So I use obviously a shade that's a little bit darker, sort of to match this. So this is a pretty new one that I'm using. It's CoverGirl True Blend. So obviously you can tell that's like pretty, like a different color than my actual face. So we're just gonna blend that in. And another thing I noticed about this foundation is that it's not full coverage, which is something I prefer when I'm the princess, because obviously you have to be very perfect and your skin has to be really good. But luckily for me, because when I started this job a year and a half ago, and my skin was not in like the greatest shape, but now I'm kind of, my skin is kind of, oh my god, I literally look like a blue. Hold on. Okay, so I blended that in, and now you can see that my face kind of matches my body a little bit better. I started this job about a year and a half ago. My skin was like, it was okay. I still had like blemishes here and there, but for now, obviously not right now because I think I'm getting my period soon. But my skin is pretty like clear now, which is great. So obviously I needed a full coverage foundation just to cover up my skin, because Moana has really flawless skin. But now, even though this isn't really like the fullest coverage, it's fine because my skin isn't, I don't really have problem skin right now. So next I'm going to take this concealer. Oops. This is Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Sand, which is number 20. Basically do what you usually do when you're highlighting with concealer, except I would kind of go more of a kind of semicircle than a triangle, because usually you would go like boom, boom, but I'd kind of go like this because Moana has kind of fuller cheeks, so I'm gonna try to add that in. And then down the bridge of my nose, and then on the forehead, and then here, and a little bit around here. So I also thought I would maybe answer some of your questions, some of your more frequently asked questions, because I do get questions a lot. Like as soon as I ever tell people what I do, they always ask the same things. So I thought I would kind of want to address them here. And as we get into my contour wheel, I'll answer the first question. And if you're wondering, I am wearing a wig right now. This isn't my Moana wig, this is just a personal wig that I have. I just thought it would kind of look better if I wore like kind of hair that looked more like Moana. Because I'm gonna take this, which is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toast, I think. And I don't like to go too heavy with this because obviously Moana she's really youthful. She doesn't have like, you know, like chiseled cheekbones like I usually like to do my makeup. So just do a little bit here, some here, just to, and obviously it's getting into my hair and my wig. Perfect, yes. And then also in my nose. So when I do my nose, I like to kind of do like skinny up here. And right where we get to the ball of my nose, I like to make kind of like a circle. Just to kind of, because Moana does kind of have like a ball tip kind of nose. Okay, so the first question that I usually get is how did I get the job slash like how do I become a princess like you? Because a lot of the times that I tell people that like this is what I do, they're just like, oh, I want to do that. Okay, so first of all, how did I get this job? So I actually just auditioned for it. I saw like a casting call for it on Facebook, but it wasn't something I didn't know about because I do have a lot of younger relatives who have had princess parties, not from this particular company before, but just from other companies here in Toronto. So I knew that this was a thing over here. I was like, that sounds like it might be fun. I think I would be really good at it. It's good because obviously my training, if you don't know, my training is in musical theater, so like this is like a perfect job for me. Like if I'm not like, you know, on Broadway, this is like a good job for me to do like on the weekends. I got the part. I got really excited, and they've been looking for a Moana specifically, and I was like, obviously she's the most like me ethnically. Obviously I'm from the Philippines, she's from the Polynesian Islands. So yeah, she's probably my ancestor, let's be honest. So yeah, Moana's probably my great grandma or something. Anyway, and then second part to that question, a lot of people obviously say like, oh, how do I do that? Like I want to do that, that sounds really fun. And it is really fun. And if I could give advice if people, because a lot of people ask me advice on how to do what I do, and my advice is that only do it if you really, really want to do it. It takes a lot of commitment. It's a lot of hard work. Like it might sound like it's something that, you know, you do like for fun on the weekends. Like, you know, it sounds all glamorous. Like you're dressing up as a princess, you're talking to these kids and you're, you know, it sounds really fun, and it is, but it's a lot of hard work and you have to give up your weekends, which I don't think people really think about when they say like, oh, I want to do that. Like if you usually like hang out with your friends on the weekends, like you have to give that up because the weekends are when you work. Like those are your hours. So and then you have to remember that it sounds really nice to like, you know, help celebrate birthday parties and go to people's houses and like, you know, sing with these kids, but sometimes you get the best parties, sometimes you get kind of challenging ones, and you have to always you have to be up for it, whatever comes your way. That's something that I kind of learned really quick on the job, just because my first two parties weren't like the most easy breezy, if I'm honest. Back then it was kind of harder for me to adjust because I was like brand new. I wasn't really that experienced, but now I get parties that are, I'm gonna say like maybe 10% of parties that I go to are kind of a little bit more challenging, but I know how to handle them much better now. Like it's just something that builds after a lot of practice, and you have to be really strong mentally. You can't take like the work home with you, and I know that sounds kind of dramatic because it's just princessing, but don't take things personally. If a kid is saying like, if a kid is really misbehaving and you really can't kind of calm them down and you really can't handle them as like much as you wanted to, you can't take that too personally. Like, you know, you're gonna meet a bunch of kids, as long as they're the birthday girl and they're just all having fun. If this kid is bothering you, just don't take it personally. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my Patrick Star. Yes, I still have this. I've been saving this. So now I'm just gonna take that and kind of bake under my eye. I bake a little bit. I don't really need to. Just kind of set it with light powder. And I also like to bake on the sides of my nose, because obviously that's like kind of the most contoured part. And then on the tip of my nose as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. Another thing I really like to do as I'm doing my makeup is put a little bit of lip balm. I get really dry lips, especially during the winter time. And I do this throughout the day just so I don't have chapped lips. This is lip balm, organic lip balm by The Honest Company. This is Jessica Alba's like brand. It's like all organic stuff. It's pretty good. So first I take, so for my eyebrows, first I take this spoolie. I kind of have thick, I mean not really, you can probably see. I kind of have thick eyebrows. Just want to make sure they're all brushed up so it just makes it easier for me to shape. So I take some of my dip brow. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony. And this is the one that I use on my personal life anyway. And basically, I kind of fill my eyebrows a lot more than usual. So usually when I'm doing just regular makeup, I'm a little bit more careful. But Moana, if you have seen the movie, you've seen pictures of her, she has really thick eyebrows. I just kind of follow my own shape. And yeah, so it looks really insane right now, but I leave this kind of center part alone. And then I move on to my next eyebrow. So same thing. With this center bit, so obviously you can see that I still have a little bit more eyebrow space. I like to kind of draw the line to see where I want it to go. Kind of flick it upwards a little bit. And then do the same. I like to like kind of do them at the same time so I'm not losing the symmetry. Grab the spoolie again and kind of just brush through the hair, making sure there's no clumps of product. Okay, so that looks really insane, I know. But once you do the eyebrows and the rest of the face, it kind of evens out. So what I like to use for my eyes is this Morphe 35OM palette. It's just a lot of nice neutrals and kind of warm colors, which I like to use for Moana. If you're wondering why there's like a full-on dent in my brush, it's because my dad ran over my makeup brush with his car. First, what I actually like to do is I like to take kind of a white or like a kind of bone color, and I like to kind of put that all over my eyes. So again, I'm gonna take this orange shade right here and I'm gonna just place it in my crease as kind of a transition. But yeah, just to finish up the question earlier, because I kind of left that hanging. Yeah, you have to give up your weekends. Yeah, it's kind of hard. But that being said, if it's something that you really want to try, just try it out. So I'm going to take this kind of reddish color and I'm going to put that also in the crease. I'm going to take this color and kind of deepen up the crease, kind of more on the outside. So the next question that I always get is like, what exactly is a party princess slash what do you do at parties? It's different for every company. Every company has their own different like spiel. I won't drop all the secrets of like what we do, because if you want to know, you know, book with us, magicamurder.com, you know what I'm saying? You know, singing and dancing and games and other surprises like that. And you also want to keep kind of the shadows and the darker colors more on this outer side, I mean, to kind of keep your eyes really, really big, because obviously Disney characters, they have really big eyes. I'm liking how that looks, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of this darker brown just kind of on the edge. And in case you're wondering, it usually takes me about 45 minutes to get my makeup done, and then I like to give myself like 15 minutes to put on the costume, even though it really doesn't take that long. I just like to take my time with it when I can. So now I have this, if you can see. I go in with my Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and of course the video got cut off because I had insufficient space on my card, but I deleted some stuff, so now we can move on. And then take this orange again. I'm gonna take this kind of dark brown color in the corner and kind of focus that kind of on like just the outer bits. Again, we have to make our eyes look really big, so just up until there. Okay, so now I'm gonna do eyeliner. I'm gonna do that off camera because that's really stressful for me to do it on camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I did my eyeliner, just like a thick wing. Or I'm gonna hold up on the eyes. I'm gonna do eyelashes later, but I'm gonna do my face first, or before I do that. Like, I don't know why I kind of go back and forth, but I do, so sorry. So I'm gonna take my butter bronzer. This is in the shade Sunset Bronzer, and it's by Physicians Formula. So the next question I get a lot is, how do I handle like misbehaving children, or like how do I handle like when a kid asks you tough questions, because that is part of the job. Like, obviously these kids have seen the movie and they have questions, they know a lot, and their kids are really like inquisitive. Things like, they have a lot of really random questions. Like, one time I had this kid, they're always like you're not real, and also, why do you wear shoes? Moana doesn't wear shoes. And it's like, you have to keep a smile on your face all the time. You're like, well, I borrowed shoes or something. Like, I always have like answers. You just have to always be on your feet, make sure you never break character. People ask me if I've ever broken character, and honestly, no. I think it's just not an easy thing to break someone, I don't think, especially when you're in that kind of mindset. And when you're around kids, like, it's kind of well, I can speak for myself, I don't know about any other people, but I feel like when you're with kids, you act a certain way anyway. So, and that's really similar to how you would act as a princess. So no, I've never broken character. I've never, if I ever get frustrated, you like definitely can't tell. Like, I'm just like always smiling, and I'm like, oh, thank you. You literally would never tell if I was frustrated, which is something you really need to master if you have this job. So now I'm gonna take my blush. So this is Maybelline Fit Me blush, and I don't know what color this is. I can't tell. I think it's like something like wine something. Yeah, sorry, it's literally called wine. This is kind of where, I mean, I think you could probably wear this on like a night out, but the blush part is kind of where, you know, it stops being a wearable look. I've seen pictures of Moana, I've seen the movie. Obviously, she's very sun-kissed. She's very, very blushed. So obviously just on the apples of her cheeks. See, so now you kind of look like a clown. Like, you can't wear this out, sorry. And then I also like to go under my nose a little bit and kind of over just a little bit. I don't want to look like Rudolph, but obviously this is where the sun hits, is here, here, here. Next, obviously, if you've seen any of my videos where I do my makeup, you know I always use my Anastasia Nicole Guerrero palette. I like to use the Glow Getter color. It's here, and here, and a little bit on my nose, a little bit here, and then on my inner corners. And then another thing I like to do is I just take an old mascara. So this is kind of an old mascara, it's pretty much dried out, and I like to just lightly brush through my eyebrows. so you can kind of see the hairs more. You can't really tell on this camera, but yeah. And I know it looks pretty extreme. If you're a cosplayer, you are an actor and you do stage and stuff, you know that sometimes your costume and your wig and stuff can kind of wash out your face. So this may look like a lot, but when I put my costume on, it like literally just blends it. It looks all balanced, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go with these, the 3D Faux Mink lashes by Kala in the style Sin City. I don't put mascara on my top eyelashes when I put fake eyelashes, especially when I do parties like this, because I find that the lashes last longer. If you really take care of like good quality lashes, then you can use them for a long time. So that's what I like to do, because I don't like to waste and I like to save my money. Another question I get a lot is, where do I get the costumes? I don't own the costumes at all. I work for the company, they own the costumes. I just wear them when I do my parties. I give them back when I have to, and I share costumes when I have to share my costumes, and that's that. If they're thick enough that you can see them when your eyes are open, then they're perfect. So that's the difference. So I'm gonna do my other eyelash and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry this lighting is really like fluctuating. I'm using literally a window, so. So now I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic. It's kind of pricey for drugstore, but it is really nice. So I use that just for the bottom lashes again. I like to. A lot of people ask if I ever get tired of this, and honestly no, because every single party is truly honestly different. Yeah, it's just a joy to do every weekend. I love it. And now we're almost done. So I have a little princess bag that I use to carry my speaker, my hand sanitizer. It's very important that you have hand sanitizer, especially now. And that's where I keep my lipstick, just in case I need to touch up. First, I like to use a lip liner. This is Cafe au Lait by Revlon, I want to say. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. I think Revlon or Rimmel. Rimmel, I think. Yeah, Rimmel. Yeah, Rimmel. So I kind of have a little bit of a cupid's bow, but Moana, she kind of has a full upper lip, no cupid's bow, so I kind of draw over my cupid's bow. And I kind of like blend that in with my lips. And then I go in with this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. It looks like this. Again, my dad ran over my thing with his car. It was an accident. We forgave him. It's still, I can still use it. I'll answer the last question that I get pretty frequently. And that's, would you ever consider working at the Disney park? The company obviously that I work for isn't associated with Disney. People always ask me if I would want to work at the parks, and honestly, before I took this job, I never really thought about it. I had just gone to Disney kind of a couple months before I got the job, and I met the princesses, and I like literally had a ball of a time. Like, it was so fun, and you're never too old. Like, don't let people tell you that you are too old to, you know, enjoy Disney and meet princesses and stuff. Like, you're not. If you go to a party and there's a princess there, like, don't even be shy. Like, I know I love, you know, talking to older people as well, as just as much as I like to talk to the kids. So, but anyway, I don't know. I mean, I would consider it, but I don't know. I like keeping Disney like that special magical place. But obviously, if I got an offer to work there, yes, because I literally will take any job. What I will say though is, if I did work at Disney as like a princess or something like that, I would obviously be happy with whatever position that they gave me, but I would really, if I could choose, I'd love to be a performer like in the shows and stuff, even if I wasn't like a princess per se. But if I worked at Disney, I'd love to do shows. Obviously, like I've said 10,000 times, my training is in musical theater, and that's kind of where I'm most comfortable. And while I do this process of me getting ready and stuff, I usually don't just talk to myself or anything like that. I usually watch a movie, YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime or anything. Right now I'm watching The Rookie on ABC, which is, I love it. That's just makeup, don't worry. I do a little bit of lip gloss as well on the center, but I can't find it right now, so we're gonna skip it. But yeah, this is the look. I will get changed into my Moana costume and just kind of show you guys kind of the final, what I look like when I enter a party. But yeah, thanks for watching if you stuck around this far. I know it's kind of a long video, but hopefully you were entertained by my like answering questions. And if you have any more questions, and if you want any more princess content or whatever content you want to see, just let me know in my comments. Follow me on Instagram, follow the company on Instagram and Facebook. Their socials are linked down below. We serve the Toronto and the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. So yeah, if you like parties, come invite me to your party, or any other princess. So yeah, thank you for watching.